Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another fighter ship that flies in an untraditional fashion and is basically a glorified razor blade. So this thing sitting right behind me is called the FE-65 Halberd Interceptor, which is this lovely thing over here. So this, well, like I said, it really is a flying razor blade with 2 railguns and 4 gatling guns. We also have 2 autocannon turrets for a bit of automated defense, and we're powered by hydrogen thrusters, who are good for flying on a planet and through space. We also have a very fancy landing gear system, which you can see right down here, where we land basically down on our back, thanks to these little pistons right here. We press button, they retract, automatically disconnect themselves, allow us to fly all the way away, with a handy little camera to make it much more easier to actually land this thing down, and of course to take off without damaging anything around yourself. So press F10 and find this in spawn menu. The Halberd is 821 small blocks using a couple of the DLC packs. We see up to here a nice bit of information about it, as well as a very cheeky bit down here where it says intentionally ramming targets voids warranty and can result in your death. That's not going to stop me because I'm going to ram into the space pirate outpost to see how well the razor blade actually does on the side of the wings. Anyway, down there is a special offer where you can buy 5 of these for a special discount, and there's its actual specifications down there. So giving this thing a thumbs up, move around towards the very front, which is going to be this side right here. My character can now bugger off just a little bit. There he goes. So we'll start over here. Then afterwards I'll get inside, take it off, go through the controls, fly around, and then we'll go visit the space pirates. So for the very front of the FE-65 Halberd Interceptor, this is what we get, where as you can see we've got 1 or 2 of our autocannon turrets to automatically blast enemies with a bunch of hydrogen thrusters to help maneuver this thing around. We can see a bunch of insect connectors just for a bit of extra decoration, as well as an easy way to put stuff in and out of the ship. It is identical on both sides, so we don't need to look at the back. But now we've got a bunch of this lovely, almost sickly green battered armor skin that goes all the way around this thing, apart from these top sections right there, which is where we've got our silver blocks, which is just blast edge blocks coming all the way across, which is where we get the razor blade idea from. Anyway, looking on the side, we then got green light on this side, red light on the opposite, then a bunch more hydrogen thrusters for our left and right. Down to here we can see a large one to keep us off the ground, because I forgot this is going to be the bottom of the ship, the opposite side will be the top of the ship. But anyway, down to here, here's your pistons with your landing legs on the bottom, there's your handy little camera, then down to there's another hydrogen thruster with some spotlights to light up the area to make sure when you're using the camera at night, you see exactly where you're landing down. Over to here, there are some more hydrogen thrusters, then of course to the opposite side, there's your red light. Moving all the way up, looking at the front, there we are, so we've got our silver blocks on our blast edge blocks, across to our parachute hatch, across some more hydrogen thrusters, over there is 1 of 2 railguns, with the other one being right over there. There's your 4 gatling guns, we've got another camera to view straight forwards and precisely aim our guns. Then in the middle there, partially covered up by some more green steel blocks, is your industrial cockpit to drive this thing around. All the way across, could be exactly the same as what we just saw, parachute hatch, silver blocks. And that's about it for the outside of the FE-65 Halberd Interceptor. And it's a bloody fantastic ship. I do love these type of ships that fly in a untraditional fashion. It's a nice change of pace from the traditional triangle ships or rectangular ships you see on the workshop page. Now, what I'm going to do now is grab on my character and hop up into the cockpit. I'll go through some of the controls and of course fly it around. So into here we go. This is what's like in the first person view, which is faced straight up. But we do have our radar script, we've got our artificial horizon and our target locked. And then down there we can see our speed in meters per second and of course our power usage. And I believe that's also how much power is remaining, I'm not too sure. But now what we want to do is press number 5, because that's going to be viewing straight down next to our magnetic plates. We then press number 6, it's going to do the pistons, unlock them, and now we are ready to fly away. Coming all the way down like so. Here we are, I'm now going to press number 6 once again. There we are, they just plop all the way down, lift us up, then lock in place. Doing it again. There we are. And now all I've got to do now is just move all the way forwards, there we go, nice bit off the ground, then we rotate all the way around, and there we are, that is how it flies around. I'm not too sure what just happened there, it looks like I lost a bunch of power below me. It should be okay, because it was flying around perfectly fine earlier. Oh, I see what the problem was, the dampers were turned off. Anyway, that's how it flies around, hopefully I didn't damage it too much just then. Let's actually go and check out on the bottom here. And it looks like we are still in tip-top condition. But yes, this is how it flies around. It's a very odd thing to actually fly around, but you've got to make sure there's plenty of room between the bottom of the ship, at least where you're flying around in the cockpit view. So in first person view, it looks like you could go close to the ground, but you can't because you've got that massive blade right below you. So yes, you've got to be very, very careful. And of course, once again, got to use number 5, tilts it all the way down, and of course, connect down to the ground like so when it comes to landing down. Anyway, yes, going like so. And while going through the rest of the controls, we've only got one tab to go through, but no one must be your camera right above the cockpit so you see exactly where we're going, so we can precisely aim our Gatling guns, there we go, all four together, or our railguns, there we are, both of them together as well. On these sides that I did forget to point out, we then got our fireworks block, where we can just press number 4 to activate them, they'll continuously shoot out fireworks like a flare launcher. There we are. Or you can just put on a show as you're flying over a civilian zone. Anyway, number 5 and number 6 we've already gone through because that's for your landing sequence. And then finally, number 9 is for your parachutes to open and close them. So say you ran out hydrogen while flying around at high speeds, you now just press onto them, and hopefully you land down safely onto the ground. You should land down onto your landing legs, being both parachute hatches are at the front of this thing, or at least on the front like that. Yes, you should land down onto your legs, all nice and fine. Other than that, all we've got to do now is fly this thing around, see how it handles, then we're going to fly over to a space pirate and actually slam straight into them, probably this time because this is a ship that feels like it is built to slam into stuff. So moving forwards, here we go, this is what we get. So we've got some nice speed thanks to all of our hydrogen thrusters at the back there. We're letting go, we are a little bit slow, but it's not too bad at the end of the day. We also have plenty of gyroscope controls on this, so we can do a 180 very quickly to stop ourselves a lot quicker. If that's what we want to do. If you're flying too fast towards your base, you need to stop much more quicker than this thing can naturally stop. That's an option you can do. Anyway, moving left. There we go. And then moving right. There we are, some nice speed with that. Feels very well balanced all the way around this thing. And of course, moving up. There we are. We are on Pertam, so it's going to take a bit longer than normal compared to, say, the Earth-like planet or in space. And then moving down is going to be a lot quicker than moving up, and hopefully this thing will stop in a reasonable amount of time. And of course, just to show off this, we can rotate this all the way around. There we go. And if you really wanted to, you could fly around like so, reline the cockpit. That kind of defeats the point of this ship. It flies perfectly fine even on Pertam, so you have that option. And with that, that is basically it for the ship has to offer. So all we've got to do now is fly down to the Earth-like planet, or at least teleport over to the Earth-like planet, and go play around the space pirates. And there they are, the good old pirate base that sits right on that little cliff edge, which starts right next to the Earth starting base, which was somewhere over there, but it seems like I deleted it at some point. And that's a patch I used to do a lot of showcases on, because it used to be very easy to load up a new world, then run over to that for a nice flat surface. But no, what we're going to do, come all the way over to those space pirates, actually circle around it before I actually slam straight into it. So out the camera, here we go, we're going to get a bit closer there, we're actually going to lock onto it. And I suppose what I could do is now start spamming my fireworks launcher, and hopefully that will distract them with the dazzling sides. And hopefully it will minimise the amount of damage I take. Coming over to here, coming to the railgun, firing straight into it, there we go. That's an okay hit, we completely missed the gun, but I suppose I could just go like that, try to disable that Gatling gun right there. Believe I'm just missing it completely, so getting a bit closer. And eventually it will start to engage. There we go, now hitting into it. And hopefully we can now go and disable it. I might need to back up a little bit. Here we go, we're going to back up just a little bit. Look at all the fireworks going out everywhere. But no, what I wanted to do is now come into here and actually find my turrets once again, because it looks like they were targeting default. So into here, there we are. I want to make sure it's targeting weapons, so we can disarm them as we want to approach them. Anyway, yes, all the way up to it once again. Here we go, into the camera view. Looks like that has been disabled. I'm now going to come all the way around once again. Looks like he's going for some interior turrets. There's a rocket launcher right there. Hopefully we can disable that very quickly before it starts blasting into me with the railguns. And there we are, a fantastic shot by me. Although we did take a direct hit from that rocket launcher. Looking at the front here. I guess we are a little bit battered, a little bit beaten up, but still not too bad for taking out this outpost while making a few mistakes here and there. But I suppose I can now turn off the fireworks launcher because that's no longer needed. We no longer need to have that nice spectacle all around us to dazzle them and distract them. No, what I'm going to do now is reverse this thing up. Here we go. Now we're going to line it up. And once we come to a stop, we're now going to charge all the way towards it. And this will be it for this ship. So back into a third person view, that should be nice and lined up. I'm going to hide the HUD. And we should be perfectly fine just slamming straight into it with both our raised blades. We'll see what kind of damage we can deal. Once again, reline it. Last hit reline even. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Straight to the side. And there we are. We simply lost our blade at the back there. Looks like we lost a bunch of thrusters, so I can no longer keep this thing off the ground properly. Feels like we are slowly coming down to the ground. But what I could do to actually save this thing is, of course, flip this 180. There we go. Now we can keep this thing off the ground, but I've got a bit topsy-turvy there. And yes, that's about it for the FE-65 Halberd Interceptor. So yes, that's pretty much it for everything this ship has to offer. It's a fantastic ship with great design, got a nice bit of firepower on there, and it's just a fun thing to fly around for an untraditional ship design. So there'll be a link to the description below to just download and play around yourself. I highly recommend you do, because it is a fun little design. I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.